Yeah, there's a chance that we get to the end of this and I've done this all completely wrong, but I think I understand.
Welcome back. A big section of our show takes place. This is going to be a Friday affair. And we're back again with Movie Minutes.
Here we
This time
go.
with Garrett Thompson. I didn't tell him he's not prepared to share of any movies, but that's what we like about our show. We like to keep people on edge. We want authentic answers. We don't want thought out answers.
For sure.
So let's go ahead and start it out. I guess to say one thing, I think 3 days ago, Tuesday night, I don't know what day that was. It doesn't matter because you're listening to this on Friday of the next week. I was watching a movie that we talked about last time. I rewatched Captain America, The First Avenger.
Heyo.
And what did I think? I think I was right last
Apologize
week.
for what you said last time.
No, I'm not going to apologize for what I said. Winter Soldier is far superior.
All right,
So,
I'll respect that. I'll respect that.
I just want to make that claim. Samuel, what have you watched this week?
Let's see. First of all, I watched Cloverfield, the J.J. Abrams classic. I noticed it was on Netflix, and I was like, "Hey, I'll check this out." I distinctly remember as a kid, like seeing that poster of like the Statue of Liberty with the head missing, and being like, "Oh shoot, this is serious." It was pretty good, yeah.
You know there's 3 movies in that franchise, right?
There are, yeah. I haven't watched the other ones yet.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Cloverfield Paradox. I'll be heading on to those next. But it was good. Some good acting work by T.J. Miller, whose career is now kind of over, right?
Yeah, he
Did
got
he
me
get
too.
canceled? Okay.
Pretty sure he got canceled.
Oh, wait, is that the curly head guy from Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erlich Bachman.
Also in Deadpool.
Yeah, he's in both.
Dang, what do you do?
We don't go into details
I don't
about
know.
that kind of stuff on the
I'll
show.
look it up.
I have no idea. He might not be canceled.
I feel like that sounds alright.
Garrett, is there a movie that you've watched this week that you'd like to share?
He really got based out of Silicon Valley, so.
Yeah.
True.
I watched There Will Be Blood recently, which is supposed to be a cinematic masterpiece and just like whatever critically panned across the board, but I was having a hard time with it. I didn't really enjoy it I liked what it was and I could see why people appreciate it, but it just like wasn't very entertaining. I'm sure I'd have to it's the kind of movie where you need someone to coach you why it's good, coach you through why it's good. So I first go of it, did not enjoy it. Probably won't watch it again. I gave it a 2 out of 5, I think, on Letterboxd.
Ooh, you're on Letterboxd? I forgot about that.
Sure, G baby.
You want to give everybody a quick shout out of your username on Letterboxd.
Yeah, it's just G baby Tomp or Thomp.
Yeah, just so everybody knows what Letterboxd is, it is a movie rating app, kind of like a social media sort of rating movies. Garrett's on it. I don't think Samuel's on it.
I'm not, but I could get on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
worth it.
sponsor,
Yeah,
but
no plug.
I like Letterboxd too. I haven't
yet.
really. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't updated my Letterboxd in a long time. I think I did all of the Oscar Best Picture nominees, and then I kind of logged off of Letterboxd.
Yeah, no,
But-
it's helpful for just keeping track of what you've watched.
Yeah, I love seeing the reviews. I go in there and check. Some of them I disagree with, like Nick Fulmer's high praise of The Lighthouse,
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't seen that.
or any movie that's overly artsy. All right, the movie I want to talk about first is a movie that I watched 2 nights ago. I had not seen the whole movie. I'd seen bits and pieces. I watched Django Unchained, which is a cinematic masterpiece. I really enjoyed it. Kind of started losing a little bit whenever somebody was texting me during it about how good The Last Skywalker was. But after I got through that, they stopped texting me, thank goodness, because The Last Skywalker was not great.
The Rise of Skywalker, actually.
Is it The Rise of Skywalker?
Jedi? Which one are we talking about?
Rise of Skywalker or The Last Jedi? Which one are we talking about?
Wait, is it? What is
the
it?
Secret 10 film.
It's the Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm actually a big Star Wars fan, and I did not enjoy either of those last two. I mean, I enjoyed the last one. I didn't enjoy The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But I will say that the last one is not great. But that's besides the point. After they stopped texting me trying to convince me like they were going to convince me, because they weren't. I got back into it. Christoph Waltz plays. His character in that movie is just so likable, and I don't know why, but whenever he he steals the show whenever he's on. I was so upset whenever. Spoiler alert, by the way. We should say that disclaimer before every movie minutes. I was so upset whenever he died. That hurt my heart. But Django had his revenge, so.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's been a while though. I just remember only things I remember from that movie are just all of the very jarring scenes, for whatever reason.
The violence.
Yeah, well, the violence.
Speaking, comparatively speaking to other Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blood, but there wasn't a lot of
gore.
I'd say, yeah. And
Gotcha.
I think there's a scene where somebody breaks somebody's arm, and that's what got me. I can't handle that. I can't handle breaking of bones.
Yeah. I feel like there's a pretty the two kind of guys fighting, and they're just whatever, watching and throwing money out, just kind of betting on them.
That part's
pretty
bad.
sure that scene's pretty bad too.
Yeah, that's the part whenever he breaks his arm and then gouges out his eyes. That part is. I remember. Yeah, I closed my eyes for that part. So.
That'll do
Samuel,
it.
any other movies, Samuel?
I wouldn't mind talking about 1917. I didn't watch that this week, but I forgot to mention it last time. I saw that recently and I loved it. I don't know where I'd rank it out of all the past Oscar ones, but yeah, I don't know. It just felt so real and visceral. I really loved that. When the guy cut his hand on the barbed wire, I just instinctively winced, and I was like, dang, if a movie made me do that,
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was the movie that was going to win Best Picture going into watching the Academy Awards. Parasite was great, don't get me wrong, but I thought that 1917 was a shoo-in.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably due to the stereotype with, I guess, the Academy always giving Oscars to anything remotely related to any of the world wars.
Or just period pieces in general.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been kind of shifting the narrative. Was it Green Book? No. Did Green Book win last year?
I think it did, yeah.
And then the year before that, Shape of Water.
Yep.
So
Wait,
they're gonna.
Did Green Book really win, overall?
I think it did.
Dang.
I'm not.
All I know
sure.
is I just remember everyone just completely crapping on Green Book. Even though it's probably fair because when I watched it, I wasn't really watching it that critically, or looking for just kind of a bad or suspicious narrative. But yeah, I know Nick doesn't
I haven't
like
seen it. Nick doesn't like Green Book.
I'm probably throwing him under the bus. I don't think he's seen it, but I think he just doesn't like it based off of what he's seen of Twitter.
Interesting. Well, if Nick doesn't like it, it's a terrible movie.
Maybe.
Exactly.
I know for a fact that Nick doesn't watch this podcast, so we can rip him all we want.
All right.
All right. My next movie, I said I was gonna talk about it last week. I'm sure Samuel didn't get around to seeing it yet, so it's kind of upsetting to talk about it. But Honey Boy, the Shia LaBeouf story. That's not the official whatever part of the title, but that's what I'm gonna call it because it's all about Shia LaBeouf's life. very, very interesting because Shia LaBeouf plays his semi-abusive dad in the movie as of like a way to cope like with therapy. So he plays his dad in the movie. Somebody plays him, like a little kid plays him in the movie, and then there's an older guy that plays him kind of in the present day. But it's such a strange dynamic to play your abusive father in a movie and like acting out abusing somebody else who's supposed to be you. And I think that's just a testament to how strange Shia LaBeouf is. And I wouldn't say strange in a bad way because I think that he is sorry, my phone is
Mr.
absolutely
Popular.
blowing up right now. It's
More
it's
more
Caroline.
Last of Skywalker like reviews.
No, it's Caroline. She like keeps on texting me about Community.
Oh no, Community is great.
Oh, I know. I'm on season 3 right now, rewatching
Nice.
it. Anyways, I
Not as
completely
good as the Rise of Skywalker, though.
Yeah.
no. It's better than
Last.
the Rise of Skywalker. It's so much. Samuel,
No, I
Community is
know. I'm
so
just
much
playing.
better
I'm
than the
playing.
last Skywalker. Anyways, Honey Boy, great movie, very emotional, very kind of sad. After you watch the movie, it's really fun to kind of watch the interviews that Shia does about them, because kind of giving an insight into what his state of mind was, because he wrote the script when he was in rehab, and it was like a therapy for him because he has PTSD from the abuse from his father.
Dang.
It's so weird, and the weird thing is his father is like liking the attention he's getting from the movie. And Shia is like, yeah, my dad's cool.
Like he's cool now, or like.
Kind of like he's always been cool. He said, we're just buds.
Yeah, my abusive dad,
It's
he's
so
cool.
strange.
I made a whole entire movie about like kind of why he's so. I haven't seen it, so maybe that's not the point.
It's
But.
so strange. You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh really? Oh, is it like free on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime? You have to like rent it.
It's
For,
free on Amazon Prime.
Word.
Yeah.
Is it like all true events, or is it like just characteristic of his father?
That's a good question. I think for the most part, it's true events.
Okay.
It's there's not like very well. I don't know. I'd say it's probably all true events, because it was like the story is and it shows us in the movie. It's him in therapy, like writing down all the experiences he has with his father, and then after he got out of therapy, he handed it over to Hollywood, and then they made it into a script, and then he played the father. But the funny thing is, he convinced his dad to write over like whatever. You know, you need to have like film rights to be able to show somebody in a movie. I think he convinced his dad to do that by saying that he was going to be played by a Mel Gibson. He told his dad that Mel Gibson was going to play him. So his dad was like, "All right, I'll sign it." And then Shia played him.
Switcheroo.
Yeah,
I know, the old
classic.
Yeah, no,
good old switcheroo.
That's almost too much.
That's what I call the Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
We got any other movies, boys?
I mean, just one real quick complaint. So Emmy, my sister, just got like Apple TV because she got a new MacBook because her other one got Dr. Pepper spilled on it. And so we watched like one episode of this show called Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet, and it was terrible. But I looked at all the reviews online, and like it was like across the board, just like 8 out of 10s or even higher than that, and it just blew my mind. So I just wanted to write the score right here on this podcast and just let everyone know that show's bad. Like I just
You
like
hear
it's
that?
about it's like a gaming like about like a bunch of gaming developers, and like the first episode was just like everything about it kind of just seemed off. Like the editing was like odd or something, because like it was just like completely uninteresting, and like all the characters were just like flat. It's just like, what is this? Like, how is Apple TV like having this as like one of their primo like, oh, you guys should watch Apple TV because we got this show on it. Anyways, that's all I'll say.
Also, I have a quick plug. On Hulu right now, due to quarantining, there is HBO shows that you can watch for a limited time. A couple want to put a good word in for a few of the shows. Silicon Valley is very funny. You should definitely check that out if you haven't. It's pretty inappropriate, so probably don't watch it with your mama.
Thanks, DJ Miller.
Barry is really funny. It's Bill Hader, con man who wants to quit and be an actor. It's a dramedy.
Wait,
very
con man?
enjoyable. Well, did I say con man?
Yeah.
He's a hitman. Which I guess every hitman's a con man in some kind of way,
con man
though,
at
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bounty hunter, I guess you could say. And then
Assassin.
also McMillions is on there, which I recently finished. It's a whole documentary about people that were cheating in the McDonald's Monopoly game. And there's it's intense. It's crazy.
That also sounds like Aaron's jam. Sorry to bring up Aaron again, but
no, it probably is. It's like that, Too Hot to Handle, Love is Blind, and Tiger King. That's your Aaron's crash course right there. Well, if we don't have anything else, thank you so much for being on the podcast, Garrett. This will come out next week.
Thank you, Garrett.
All right, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you for being with us.
Big fan.
Real expert on gaming and gaming shows, apparently, too.
Yeah, all things gaming, yeah.
All things gaming. All right. Thanks, Garrett.
Peace.
Have a good one.